Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you how to create email and SMS gateways in NodeJS. This means our NodeJS server can handle text messages and emails at scale using webhooks. We're going to use a service called MailSlurp to test this, and MailSlurp allows us to create new email addresses and phone numbers on demand, and when emails are received they can be forwarded to a server via HTTP webhooks. So if I go into the dashboard now and create a new inbox, I can create a randomized email address ending in mailslurp.com. I'm going to create that, and then if I click on webhooks, it allows me to add a webhook HTTP URL to post new emails to when they're received. So if I go to a basic server setup, in this file I have a express server written in Node.js. And as we can see in this get method here, upon any request to the index, it should say hello world. And on a post request, it will return the JSON body that was posted to it. So we can use this body to fetch an email and automate processes when it's received. So how do we do that? Well, let's just start running the server and see what we have so far. So if I turn on this Node.js server, it's running at port 3000, and if I go to my shell, if I curl that request, I can see it saying hello world. Okay, that's great. And I can also send a post request to it, and we'll see if it can send back an answer. So let's type in our URL here and use invoke REST request. Okay, it's telling me that it's received the post request. So we have a basic server running that can receive get and post requests. So in our MailSlurp app, why don't we just write localhost 3000 here? Well, unfortunately, it won't be able to reach our local server. So let's use a system like Ngrok, which should allow us to port forward our local system so we can receive the emails in development. So I'm going to turn that on now. If I go into this terminal and I write Ngrok HTTP localhost header rewrite and then pass in localhost 3000 like this, we can see now that there is a port being forwarded to our application. So if we visit that, we can see hello world, which is coming from my Node.js app. That's great. So now we can copy this address here and copy that, and we'll go back to our MailSlurp webhook and post that in. So here we can see we're posting in our endpoint URL is the Ngrok URL, and we'll just say hello is the name of this, and the event type is new email. So that means when this email address here receives a new email, it will post it to our web server. So let's create that now. Okay, we can see the webhook now, and we can see that nothing has been sent yet. So we can send a test event. If we go back to our server, we can see it's running now. Let's send it a test event and see what happens. Okay, so it received a test email event. So this response here is what our server would receive when new emails arrive. So you can see that it's got a webhook ID, inbox ID, and somewhere in here it has the name new email created. So, and an email ID here. So then we can use that data to fetch the email itself. So if we go to docs.mailslurp.com and we go to the JavaScript client, it will tell us how to set up the MailSlurp JavaScript client in our tests so that we can actually fetch the email contents. We can also do this in the app itself. So if I go back to the home page and I click API access here, you can see JavaScript is selected. So if we just copy this into our code, we can use it to fetch an email. So let's put that here, and it says we need to install it. So let's do that. We need to say const MailSlurp equals require MailSlurp client, and we want to install this dependency. So let's just do that. Okay, install MailSlurp client. Great, and you can see it has added our API key here. That's excellent. So what we want to do is, given that we will be receiving an email ID on the request body, we can say const email ID equals body dot email ID. Let's try that. And then we can look up that email using the MailSlurp email controller. It's inbox controller. So we say get email. We use the email controller. Get email, and we'll put in the email ID. Good. And then it should return us the email, and then we can return the body of the email. So let's say email.body. Okay, so if this works, what it should do is it should tell us, it should receive the webhook event with the email ID, and then it should fetch the email and print it out in the response. So we'll also add a log here, body, so we can see it. So say email.body, and then console log email body. Okay. So if we open up our inbox and copy this email address, and then we go into a mail client like Outlook, and we send an email to this, we say hello, and this is a test, and send that, and return back to our server, we should see it show up in the server logs when the webhook is posted, and there it is. So it says the server was running and the email body was fetched here. So that means we've now created a basic Express server in Node.js that can handle inbound webhook, email, and SMS. So that means we can handle new messages in our Node server and then fetch them and automate whatever processes we need. This is a great way to handle emails and SMS at scale and from many different sources. I hope that helped.